Yo boys, back with another video. We're here with another guide, and I do make a lot of these guides, but I mainly do everything over, and the reason I do that is instead of just giving you guys a rotation, I do the entire thing, because you never know when a new viewer is going to come in and wants to see what's goody. So, if you're just looking for the build, just skip through the video and you'll, go right to the build that you're looking for, or, the rotation, all that good stuff. But we're going to go through the same stuff as we usually do, and we're going to go through there. Before this video starts, I am going to be making shorts, so if you haven't already checked it out, I am going to be making daily or nightly shorts, whatever. It's just going to be short clips of some of the videos that we do. So, if you're just looking to just watch short clips of me just killing something or doing something, that's where that'll be. But otherwise, let's get into the video. First off, we're going to start with the gear. And I know a lot of people have this max gear, and they're really going try hard with it. There's people with like 484 to 486 item level, and trust me, there's a big difference. Because if you see somebody with max like 480, like 5 plus, they're doing unhealable damage. They're doing a lot more than everyone else. It's kind of like, you know, it's just super try hard stuff. Obviously, once Unlimited Conquest comes out and we can all get fair gear, I don't know why they haven't released it yet, and hopefully it's coming Tuesday. I doubt it, but I'm kind of tired of, being outgeared on like every character. But mainly, this is the gear that I'm running so far. And honestly, if you did have current best in slot, you'd do a lot more damage. Honestly, I'm still working on the gear. Obviously, I mean, it's the third week. Everybody should have equal gear, but that's just not how it is. People just are super sweaty and, they do stuff and they just get carried through stuff so they can, get whatever they want pretty much. But I go with the dagger, double dagger pretty much, go with the badge. Um, Obviously, you want to be running the good old fash. I'm running the mastery crit gems. I was before running the 88% mastery just to go full mastery, but I think the off chance of crit is actually pretty solid. So I end up running these type of gems, the sensei's, netherite, whatever it's called. I'm running a few pieces of the Hellbloom gear. If you're wondering how to get this, pretty much I said in the last video, but you're just getting these whelp things, and you're just right clicking it, and it gives you the stuff that you need to basically put the piece in and do all that good stuff. And that's all you're going to be doing. You're just going to put it in there, and then you can just put it at whatever rank you need. I think, obviously, I think it's like 4 or something. Let's see what rank this is. It's either 4 or 5. As long as it says epic, it's going to be the max rank. You don't have to do all the way till 8 out of 8. I had a viewer tell me that in the comments. I was like, oh, well, I'm stupid. So, pretty much, just go there, upgrade the gear. That's how you do that. Obviously, you're going to buy the gear from the bloody token guy right here. So that's all you're going to be doing. And that's pretty much my gear right there. I'll have my armory in the check PvP if you want to look at it or whatever you want to do with it. But for the next one, we're going to go with add-ons. Ability Team Tracker, I don't even use this really. I have it on, but it's literally useless because I have other things that, do the same thing. So big debuffs, this is a must. I would 100% get big debuffs. Capping, capping will basically not only obviously just tell you the queue time and all that good stuff for PvP, I'm pretty sure. So if I queue it up, it'll show it right there. And then on top of that, it'll show you the eyeball in arena. So if you're wondering when the eyeball comes up, you'll be able to just check that out and see what's goody. But after that, you're going to get the damage meter. I would always have a damage meter. I think everyone by now has it. Obviously, if you're facing another class and they're doing more damage or whatever, you can see what they're clicking, that they're clicking more than you, or what's doing more damage, or stuff like that. So details is really good to have. Nameplate cooldowns. If you're wondering, my nameplates, when I click on somebody's nameplate and it shows their abilities over their name, that's what that is. Nameplate cooldown. Omni CD. This is really good. This is party cooldown tracker. Tracks the it just tracks the cooldowns of your party. Omnibar, I don't have this on. When I play a caster, I do, because it tracks the kicks down here. Now, instead of nameplates, you can just have Omnibar and put all the the useful stuff just down here. That way, you're not having to look at their nameplates in order to see what they have. I personally don't do that, but you can. S Arena updated. That's basically right up here. You just go to add-ons, S Arena test, and then mine right here is horizontal. It's going to be 286, vertical 101, spacing 53, and then you can pretty much just mess around with everything else. That's how my arena looks though. And that's pretty much all the add-ons I have. I don't use weak auras. I do use Trophy GCD. And what this does is basically it just shows me the abilities that I'm using. I usually only use that for you guys, so you guys can like slow down the video and see what I'm pushing. But otherwise, you know, I don't really use it that often. So that's pretty much all there is with the add-ons. Macros, I only use a few macros, and I will have these down in the description for the Sap macro. It's going to be right here. So, you know, I'll have this all in the description, so if you can't see it that well and you need, you know, you just want to copy the whole thing, I'll have it in the description. You can just copy paste it. Same thing with what the Sap macro does pretty much is you can just click it and it'll automatically target the target. So if I'm not even targeted anything and I click it, it'll automatically target whoever is in front of me. And then on top of this, we have the good old fashioned racial the Shadowmeld whatever. Pretty much what this does is if I'm in combat and I want to get a restall, so let's see, I click it, it's gonna, whenever I click it again, so all I have to, instead of having to click 2 CDs, I can just boom boom, click it twice and it'll automatically get me in there. It's really good to have, so that way you're not having to, you know, move your fingers in order to do it. You're just literally clicking it and you're gonna be able to get in. That's what that does. Now for this more simple ones, you have the gouge macro and then you also have the kidney macro, and what these do is pretty much whenever you kidney somebody or gouge somebody, it's gonna stop auto attacking. So I usually run it on my kidney. I don't have it on my gouge at the moment, but you can put it on your gouge. I honestly probably would. So let's say I'm doing damage, and let's say I want to kidney and then like, you know, get him out of combat real quick. So kidney, if I click it again, it's gonna stop me from auto attacking. It's really good for kidney, you know, for kidney blind saps or kidney saps, whatever you want to do with that. But you can do the same thing with gouge. You're just going to do slash cast gouge slash stop attack, and then it's going to do obviously the same thing. It's going to be right here. I'm actually going to put this on as well. Same thing. Whenever I'm doing damage, I gouge. It'll actually stop me from attacking. So again, that's so you're not breaking your own gouge. Really good to have. And then you have your secret tag macro. Now instead of having cold blood in here, obviously, I'm running a different build now. So all you're going to be doing is you can macro Thistletea and Secret Tech, or you can just macro it in your Big Burst. So it's your call. Whether, honestly, you could probably just put it in your Big Burst, but I just have it to where it's on my Secret Tech. That way I'm not just, every time I use my Shadow Dance, I'm not using a Thistletea, because I usually I just save it. This is more useful for, it's nerfed in PvP, so the mastery is not as good as you think. And I just use it for energy. Obviously, the first go that you want to, you know, the all your CD go is that's when you want to use it, obviously, but otherwise you're good to go. Your Shadow Dance macro, pretty simple. I'm gonna get that right now. Pretty much, let me find the right one for you guys here. And obviously, I go through the same stuff every time I like to go through a guide. I know a lot of people kind of get annoyed with it, especially if you've watched my videos several times. But, you know, for the people that are new here, I do it for you guys anyway. And that's how that goes. And trying to find the actual macro. I'm pretty sure it's this. So instead of having the, you know, the blood racial or the use fire, this is basically just the toy that blows fire. You're gonna have your trinket, you're gonna have shadow blades, and you're gonna have shadow dance. Now I don't put symbols in the macro. The reason is if you do symbols, you're basically, you know, that's when I'm gonna reset. I don't want to symbols before I'm pretty much bursting, because the reason is I want my energy all the way back, you know, and then you can just use it. You're getting, you know, extra damage done, so it's really good on. I use it right before my secret tech, but you can use it on your burst, and then you're getting that full duration of your burst. Honestly, it's probably even better to do it on your CDs. So honestly, go ahead and put the symbols in there, and you can just use your symbols during your burst go, and then you're gonna be good to go. So why not? I'll just put it in there right now. So slash, and then you're gonna put cast, and then you're just gonna link it pretty much, and you're gonna be good to go. So that's pretty much it for my macros. Obviously, there's not much to it. And now we're gonna get with the next stuff here. Pretty much, the next item of the Liast is my talents. Now, I'm gonna have these linked in the description, so if you want to check it out, go ahead. We're gonna talk about the PvP talents here, and there's a few things you can change out, but usually you're gonna be running this. So usually it's gonna look just like this. Now, let's say you can't disarm something, you're usually gonna be running Thieves Bargain. This will basically reset your cooldowns. You'll lose out on damage, but overall you're gonna get blades faster. and you're gonna get your CDs faster. Now, if you don't want to run this and you just want max damage, you can just run Vial of the Midnight. This basically gives you a free bubble. I use this versus Assassination Rogues and Feral Druids, and honestly, even BM Hunters is pretty good. But otherwise, I just run Thieves Bargain, and you're getting a lot of CDs back. Thieves Bargain is probably your best bet, though. You're getting, your blades back, since even though Sub Rogue's pretty strong right now, it's still easily countered by, like, as long as you just use CDs on blades, you're pretty much fine. But like I said, it's your call what you want to play. You can play all three of those. Usually it's going to look like this, or you can go with Disarm. Now, if you don't want to run, Thieves Bargain, go ahead and run Midnight. All three of those are acceptable. And that's pretty much it for your talents. Now we're going to go with this, the rotation. And pretty much it's not very difficult. It's pretty much the same as it's always been. It's pretty much like Gormaw, except this is kind of a less irrelevant ability. This is not like Gormaw. This is not going to do unhealable damage. This is just an extra ability to use. Alrighty, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, since I know a lot of you are, older, yeah, and if you guys wonder, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're not doing it fast enough. Yes, there is a good reason for that. A lot of my viewers, the reason they're watching this type of video is because they're so used to watching streamers that consistently do it literally as fast as possible. You cannot literally, just by watching somebody do it, you're not going to be able to do it yourself. It's just not going to happen. You literally are going to have to, what I suggest is you literally slow down the video when I do my, entire burst rotation. Look at what I'm clicking, because every time when I click a button, it's going to show here. So slow it down and see exactly what I'm hitting, and, just do the same thing. Or you can just watch my abilities that I'm clicking. But pretty much, what you usually want to do, I'm going to give you two variations of this, because sometimes you're going to open with a kidney, sometimes you're going to open with a cheap shot. So let's say you're wanting to open with a kidney. You're going to open, get combo points. At this point, you're going to kidney shot, use your burst, sepsis, secret tech, macro, into a shadow strike, and eviscerate. Now, this is with a kidney go. You get more time to restun. Make sure you're focusing on those restuns, because if you do gaps, they're just going to click an ability and they're fine. So here, I will show you it, and then I'll try to explain as I'm doing it. So kidney, you're going to kidney burst. So kidney, burst, sepsis, secret tech macro, shadow strike, eviscerate, re-cheap shot, eviscerate, re-cheap shot, eviscerate. And then obviously if your, Shadow Dance runs out, just click it again and literally just do the same thing. You're just going back and forth. And if he does live through that, then you're just gonna rupture him, get more common points, put rupture on the other guy so you can get more dam, and then, that's pretty much it. Now if you're looking to CC more, there's no point in rupturing. Just go for a slice and dice, get your reset, and that's pretty much it. So if you're not looking to basically just consistently keep going, like, don't rupture and then, run away. Like, this is just like, if you're trying to just, do swap. So let's say you rupture him, you're just consistently PVing them down. Now, if you're trying to set up for this guy, you don't have to rupture this guy. You can just rupture this guy, blind this guy, and then do a swap, and then, vanish sap or whatever you want to do. But that's pretty much your kidney go. It's not very difficult once you get it down, but you're literally, that's all you're doing. Now, for your cheap shot go, it's going to be a little bit different. Let me spend this common points here. So pretty much all you're going to be doing is you're going to cheap shot, use your burst, sepsis, secret tech, and do the same variation, except it's actually the same variation. So I'll show you it again. So cheap shot, burst, sepsis, secret tech macro, shadow strike, re-cheap shot, eviscerate, re-cheap shot, and eviscerate. And then at this point, you're just doing the same thing you just did. You're just PVing him down. And that's all there is to it. As you can see, it's not a hard, thing to get down. While your blades is up, you're going to get max combo points. Just keep pumping until you run out of that shadow. Because you're going to be, when you're shadow dancing again, like if you're wanting to do a swamp off on the other target, this is when you just blind, and then you can swap with the smoke bomb, and then you can bomb, and then you can vanish and sap him. Because it's going to give that 1 second, like a millisecond delay. But if he's smoke bombed, you're going to be able to sap off that. That's usually what I do in my videos. So it's a very good strat to do. Just bomb, and that's how you're going to get the sap. Now, sometimes you can also just, if you want to save that last DR, just to, honestly, I just do it that way. It's a lot easier just to blind, bomb this guy, vanish, and then sap. You can even shadow strike. You can even shadow dance and sap, but usually I just vanish to make sure I don't get stunned or anything, so I, make sure I get it. But that's pretty much all there is for this build. Now on your off goes, you can do kind of like the same thing. So let's say you don't have blades, but you have sepsis, or even if you don't have sepsis, you're just gonna do this. So you're gonna get full comm points because at this point you can kind of get your kidney off. Let's say you're kidneying the healer though. So let's say I'm going to CC the healer, I kidney the healer, and I use my dance, I cheap shot. At this point you got full comm points, use the secret tech macro, shadow strike, eviscerate, re-cheap shot, shadow strike, re-cheap shot, eviscerate. Your main goal is to get high eviscerates off, meanwhile while restunning and shadow strike eviscerating, just like that. And if you, let's say you did have your sepsis up by then, all you're going to be doing is sepsis beforehand. Like do the same thing you normally do without blades is what you would do right there. But usually you want to stack your sepsis with your blades, and it's kind of like Gormal. Just do the same thing you normally do. And obviously your vanish is going to reset your cooldown, so you'll have blades. And on top of that, if you are running, Thieves Bargain, you're going to get blades even faster. But, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's not very hard and difficult. Now there might be a new build in the future, like somebody might come up with like a new one-shot build or something like that. But so far, I've personally tested out this build at a higher rating than because I know a lot of people play like watch Peekaboo. They're like, oh, well, Peekaboo's running a different build. You also got to remember, he's playing at a rating that's like he's playing versus people at like 14, that like below 1600, that people that don't know what they're doing and they're just getting um what's the word? It's when a high CR player goes to like a lower bracket and they just absolutely farm everybody. I don't know. There's a word that I'm looking for, but you know what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of different when you're playing at a high rated, like high rating, not even high rating, over 18, maybe like 1850. It's kind of like a trick to push too. Let's say I'm 1877 and I play with somebody like let's say I do a carry and they're below like 1500 or 1400. I'm actually gonna gain points while I'm facing, you know, 1500 players. I'll gain like 7 to 9 points. Obviously, you're gonna lose more, but since you're facing people that are way worse than you, and they don't know what they're doing, you're pretty much getting free rating. So that's how you end up just actually just getting rating off that. It's pretty easy strat, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Make sure to check out my shorts. Otherwise, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if I missed anything and what you guys want to see next. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.